Welcome to Burning Bright, a weekly podcast presenting poetry and prose from Passager. Passager's offices and technology will shut down for the month of August to give the staff a little time to breathe. So this will be our last episode of Burning Bright till September. To end this round of podcasts, I'll look back at what Passager has published since last summer. And a special treat at the very end of the podcast, so be sure to stick around. Mark Elber won Passager's Henry Morgenthau III Award for a book of poetry by a writer 70 or older. Here's a poem from Mark's book Headstone, I Am, Therefore I Am. I am the sea endlessly rinsing itself beside the ungroomed sand. I am the ubiquitous chain of ephemeral footprints, an epigram wishing I were an epic, a siren awaiting an Odysseus worthy of my allure. A surrealist temperament trapped in the body of a rationalist, both not A and A, claiming the same logical piece of the planet. I am a narrative wading in a stream of consciousness. The phone rings. I am the silence on the other end of the line. I am the undeclared income. I am off the books, off the record, off and running, off to a good start, off the deep end. I am the deep end. The steep ascent, fear of heights, height itself, absolute height. I am the blinding headlights which are nothing more than you racing towards your own reflection. I am the compulsory flaw, pure melody afloat in rhythm. I am the child sacrificed on the altar of no God in particular. From Mark Elber's book Headstone, I Am, Therefore I Am. This year Passager also published Sandy Longley's book of poems, Mother Nest. Here from that book is Reverie Morning. The next time you start the coffee grinder at 4 a.m. on Saturday in February because you couldn't sleep, I will try to imagine you as a pileated woodpecker, drumming on the near-dead oak by the frozen patio, defending our territory, our nest, or even better, tapping a courtship call to me, huddled under our blue down comforter, hungry for the suet and raw peanuts you hung on the foil a squirrel feeder, your red fishing cap aflare in the pre-dawn hours. Reverie Morning, from Mother Nest by Sandy Longley. Passager's Winter 23 issue was built around the theme of trauma. Here from that issue is Christine O'Leary Rockey's poem, Portrait of My Mother. She is thin in that picture. I can see her skull through the flesh of her cheeks, eyes straight on stalks through living bone. She is holding my hand. She stares like she is looking at something. It cannot be the photographer, not unless she is contemplating killing him. You never look at someone like that without the intent to do harm, especially your children. Portrait of My Mother, Christine O'Leary Rockey, from Passager, issue 74, the trauma issue. Next, from last fall's 2022 Poetry Contest issue, Wildlife, by Joyce S. Brown. Hyenas are among the least attractive in all God's court of animals, misshapen as the hunchback of Notre Dame, cacklers, cunning carnivores. Yet watching a National Geographic film, I am overcome with longing when I see a mother licking her single cub, the cub up on her shoulder, her head turned to reach him. He never moves while she licks over his head, down his back, over and over. He got a lickin' means to us a punishment, not pleasure. This natural lick is what I want, and never got, and never gave. Joyce S. Brown's poem, Wildlife, from Passager, issue 73, the 2022 Poetry Contest issue. We've been looking back over the past year at Passager. We'll end by looking ahead to the 2023 Poetry Contest issue. It's due out in early fall. Here's Joe Miles's poem from that issue, May the Fork Be With You. Life lifts its fork. I choose to eat my fill, gobble down the sweetest bits, twirl my tongue around the most spirited elixirs, chew up all the flesh left on my plate, the fatty parts, the gristle, bloody meat raw as a skinned knee. I devoured the picante of life, the sour cherries, the bitter herbs, the sugar cubes that dissolved slowly under my tongue. I have had cool watermelon dreams and the hot, daring dreams of travelers, beans and rice and steamy peppers, unleavened bread. I devoured the sun in a pudding, the cheese off the moon. The fish from the sea swim willingly into my waiting arms. Ah, fork, if I am ever impaled on your tines, all is forgiven, for I am satisfied. I am free. I am full. Joe Miles's poem, May the Fork Be With You, from Passager's 2023 Poetry Contest issue, due out in early fall. To buy Mark Elber's headstone, Sandy Longley's mother nest, or to subscribe to or learn more about Passager and its commitment to writers over 50, go to passagerbooks.com. We'll end this podcast with this little ditty by the Passager Mixed Voice Ensemble.
We'll be away each and every night. While we're away, don't forget to write.
Bye-bye, so long, farewell. Bye-bye, so long.
See you in September. See you when the summer's through. Here we are, saying goodbye on the podcast. Summer vacation is taking us away. Have a good time, but remember, we'll be back soon. Take this time to read and write. We will see you in September with a new year full of burning bright.
Kendra, Mary, Christine, Roseanne, and the rest of the Passager staff will be back in September. So will I. I'm John Shore. Have a good rest of summer.